Last and final is the Focus RS. Been waiting all week to do this one. So we're gonna take this down to dinner. Hopefully we'll beat the rain. But we're gonna call this, we're gonna change the series name to Matt Mormon's Dirty Car Reviews because everybody's cars are a mess. All right, Focus RS.
You want everything off?
No, I don't want everything on. I want everything on. Are you nuts? I want everything on and then some. I want it to drive it for me. Red line at 6,500 RPM.
Yeah, and it'll flash on RS light. It'll give you like 3 seconds of overboost.
Not the.
It'll cut out. It'll hit the red line. It'll give you a second.
Dang, this thing is stiff, huh?
Yeah, so I have it on hardest dampers.
Yeah.
You get a second. You get out of the curves. You can push the button on the left stalk, and it will actually take it back to normal dampers.
What have you been riding around in, stiff?
The first day I rode around normal. Today, it was as we were getting a little more aggressive. I ran sport. That's probably the major complaint about this car that everybody has is the ride is stiff.
Yeah, I've watched the Matt Farah discussions.
Car, yeah. I mean, I came from Mini, right? So Mini's already highly rigid chassis. So.
Let's go windows up so we can hear.
Yeah, so coming from a Mini, you know, I didn't.
Wow, this thing is mega capable, though. I can already tell, even though I don't know what I'm doing. All right, so where's the
stable platform? The button on the left stalk on the end. Just hold it down for a second, and the S will go off. There you go. Now you're normal. We'll soften it up a little bit. It's still a stiff ride, but it won't be quite as bouncy.
Dude, I love this thing. I think
it's a little different than the last Focus you drove, right?
I can already. Yeah. I had a feeling I would love this thing. Dude, this is. I can already tell this is my favorite car of the weekend. No question.
So this is a German car, right?
Yeah. This is what, a Cosworth or something like that? Isn't that what they're based on?
Well, the old ones, yeah. Like, you know, that's the lineage is the Escort RS 2000 or whatever it is.
Holy crap! This thing is amazing.
The car is built in Germany, so it's an imported Ford.
Gosh, dude, this thing is awesome.
That's why I wanted it.
Brakes, legit. No farting, no turbo farting on this?
Nope, just pops. So the turbo, the ECU is basically set to torque target. So it won't even go into boost unless it's trying to hit a specific torque number, and it'll cut off when it gets to that number. So that's one of the things that tuners will do is actually, you know, move that limit.
Yeah.
Let it boost a little higher.
The steering is fantastic. I mean, in comparison to say the STI, the steering is much more direct.
Right. Turn-in is amazing though.
Yeah. There's a lot of slop in the STI steering. This is super direct, super tight. I like this stiff feel. I know people complain about it, but the shifter feel, did they make a short throw? It feels a little longer than...
I have a short shifter bracket on it. I forget what the reduction is. I'm probably going to change it out for a different one. Mount tune bracket, I think, is probably the best one. This one is just a little easier to install, so that's why I went with that.
Yeah, dude, this is awesome.
Yeah, so the only things I've done to the car are drop-in filter.
Wheels, right?
Upgraded motor mount, and then lighter wheels and tires. So went from PSSs, which are stock, on 19-inch wheels, 235/35, and then I've gone to 245/40/18. So down one size wheel.
Is that a pretty standard modification that people do?
Yeah, pretty much. And then the wheels drop 7 pounds per corner from the stock forged wheels. Yeah, the only other thing I have on it is a upgraded skid plate. I have a full stainless steel skid plate underneath instead of the fabric one that it comes with.
Yeah, the seats are a little tight on old Fatty Matty's hips here.
Yeah, I mean, they were tight for me. Like I said, they just broken in really well after this weekend.
But they're not as bad as the GT350. Not even close. Broken in or not, my GT350 never broke in.
Yeah.
It's like sitting on, metal.
So you have that exhaust. You hear that exhaust valve open and close. That's probably the only other thing I'm going to do is get a full exhaust. And, I don't want to tune the car. The car is fast enough for my ability to drive.
Yeah. But it's amazing how direct it is for what you would classify as a hatch, in comparison to. For whatever reason, I've never had a hatch, but I've always loved them. I don't know why I've never got one. Like I always wanted a GTI or actually it started with a Ford Probe. Remember the Probe, Probe GT back in the day? Yep. I wanted one of those so badly. Yeah, no question. This is my favorite car of the weekend.
Even more than the 488 and the
yes.
ZL1LE?
Yes.
Or ZR1?
This is just my speed. I don't know.
Yeah.
You just know when you know. It has nothing to do with money or how much horsepower or how fast. It's just
fun factor.
You just connect sometimes.
Oh, and for your benefit, I did. It does have a pedal spacer. So the pedal. It's set up like a track car, right?
Yeah.
So the pedal is way far down.
Let's see if I can do it.
I have the pedal brought up and then actually over.
Oh, I can almost do it.
And then I also have the Steeda clutch spring, the same one you put in the GT350. So.
Yeah, I can almost. Oh, I almost heel-toed there. Zero roll in this sucker. You'd think, because you feel like you're sitting up high, you would think you'd feel like you were going to body roll, but we're not. I don't care that it's stiff, so let's go back to stiff mode. I can't shoot.
Just gotta kind of keep your foot over both pedals and roll both ways.
And no braking necessary. Just pull through.
Just hit the throttle a little bit as you come out, and the four-wheel drive will pull itself around.
You can always correct it. Settle the car with throttle. This is my speed right here. I could do this all day. Some of the speeds, that you get going, I'm just, not.
Yeah. I mean, I like to go fast on this road just because I know it the best.
Yeah.
I like this probably a little better than the Dragon. Just because you do have a little bit of distance between.
Yeah, it's not just
curves. Yeah,
constant. There's some other roads that are really great that we just, since we're here, it's kind of pointless to drive an hour to.
Right.
But there's some other roads that I like even more than these. But they're a little further out east. This one's nice too because it's clean. We're not getting about rocks and stuff.
It gets driven so much that everything's already thrown off. Yeah, the Tennessee side of the Cherry Hollow Skyway was
brutal.
That side is brutal from the pebbles. Being behind a ZR1 with 325s, just
destroying you. Yeah.
I had to back way off.
There are different engine modes or no?
It's all the same. Yeah. I mean, you just control it through. So this is we're in track.
How do I know?
And then there's drift. And then sport.
So we were in sport, right?
Actually, no, we were in track.
Oh.
So the brakes get too hot driving in sport. Although if we're going this slow, it's probably fine. On the Dragon, that's how I got the brakes really hot. I actually had it in track, but I didn't have the ESC all the way off. bought the RBF 600 fluid
Mm-hmm.
to change out, but I didn't have time to do it. So, and also have springs, which will hopefully settle the ride a little bit. But I wasn't gonna have time to get an alignment, so
Yeah.
I didn't do that either.
Yeah, the whole throttle out early all-wheel drive thing is hard to get used to. You throttle out early in an RS and it wants to rotate.
Right. I guess it's more about just maintaining
Yeah.
constant pressure.
Yeah, which I don't know how to do.
That's what you do in a GT3, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I've driven a GT3 on the track, and that's what the instructor's saying is like, make
Yeah.
sure you give it a throttle a little earlier because of the rear engine.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make it bring the end around. So the sound you're hearing is all fake.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's got a composer, just like the BMWs.
It doesn't. Yeah, but it's not bad.
I mean, other than the pops, those are real.
Yeah.
But the grumble that you're hearing inside is fake noise. I haven't disconnected it to see what the difference is.
Have you had anybody else driving this yet?
Nope, you're the first person that's ever driven it.
Well, I feel honored. It's because you know I'm a much bigger pansy than you are, so.
Well, I trust you.
Yeah, man, I love this thing. I would want to get it. I would
Instead
put some 12s in the back
Yeah.
and do a crazy audio system in it.
So if you get the 18, that actually includes a limited slip.
But they're like 50 something thousand, aren't they?
No, you can get one for cheaper than that, man. You just have to find the right dealer.
But I mean, what's the sticker on it? Aren't they over 50?
No, sticker on this was 42.7. Actually, no, 42.7, 42.071.
Okay.
And I
So it's
got it
Ford.
for 42 even.
Yeah.
You could, if I'd have waited a few months, I could have got it a little cheaper.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that happens with every limited edition car.
Yeah. Once
The
they.
dealers the dealers think they're going to get Porsche GT3 RS markup, and then they sit on them, and
And then eventually-
they'll get a few people that really, really want the car early that will pay that, and then
Eventually you walk in and
then eventually you walk in and you're getting it for $5,000 off sticker. So, I mean, there's dealerships that are still sitting on 17s and the 18s have been out.
Yep.
The only thing is the 18s, it's a limited run, so they only did 1,000 for the United States. And of course, I probably heard Ford's not going to be making any cars but the Mustang anymore,
Right.
at least until 2020, they say. So no Fiesta STs, Focus STs, Focus Fusion, anything.
It wouldn't take long to really become smooth with the manual. I can already tell it'd be pretty easy to manage. The S4 surprised me. It is much improved.
Yeah, Jared was hanging with me.
Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing how flat this thing is, That's what you gain, I guess, with the stiffness, right?
Right. If it feels stiff now, you should have rode it when I had the 19s on.
Oh, yeah.
35s. I mean, it's really bouncy then. But I've added a lot of sidewalls, so.
Yeah. I was really also surprised. I was riding with Ian in the Boss 302.
Yeah.
And man, that thing, like, you don't expect those cars to be able to turn,
Yeah.
Like, now he's working a lot harder than everybody else, but
You can't turn the wipers
Oh,
on.
shoot.
The camera in the way.
I didn't even think about that. And I think it
It's
hit
just
it.
gonna have to get wet enough for the OptiCode to kick in. Yeah, the downsides to the car are the fit and finish is good for the most part. I mean, the inside is
Yeah.
pretty nice. It doesn't rattle or anything. Almost 7,000 miles. There's kind of a weird squeak when you first shift into first. I don't really know what that is. And then probably my least favorite thing is whatever rubber they use for the window seals is very, very hard to keep clean. It kind of has this brown to it. The only thing I found that will clean it, which I just found, is McKee's tire and rubber cleaner. Adams won't do anything to it. Optimum Power Clean doesn't do anything to it. Griot's rubber doesn't do anything to it. That McKee stuff will clean it, but I mean, I'm like cleaning it with a toothbrush, to scrub it all out. And then
You try also, Shine Supply might.
that's what.
He's a wise guy. You can run it. You can dilute it whatever you want.
Yeah, that's what Nick Snowford said, and I just don't. I haven't tried it yet.
I'm most excited about my shelves coming, so I can put all the stuff on the shelf. I just want to line everything up. Imagine you had you've got
endless rows of
cool stuff.
bottles perfectly turned.
Oh my
with the label
gosh.
facing out.
I'm gonna be ordering pallets of stuff just so I can line it up. That's gonna be my job, CEO of bottle lining.
One of the things they talk about is if you want to get to the point where at some point you can step out of the business, that the brand has to be more than just you. And right now the brand is basically all you, right? So have you thought about how you're gonna turn it into more than just
Well,
Marvin?
yeah, I think retail. I think the retail will become big enough that will make it. Like Griot's exists without Richard Griot.
Right.
Even though he's still the face, he's still the brand. He doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
I think that naturally happens if if Obsessed Garage becomes the brand that it. I think it could. And Adam made a really, a comment that really resonated with me when I was out at the Rupes grand opening, and he said, because he knew, he and I have talked quite a bit, but he said, look, you're doing exactly what you need to do. You build the brand on the back of other people, of other brands, and then you go and you make your own stuff. I don't know that I want to make my own stuff as much, but a lot of the stuff will become my own stuff because I'm going to go to these manufacturers and have them improve it, Maybe not so much with detail supplies, but with flooring and cabinets and things like that, and tools, and I'm going to be able to go to Lista and say we need to make this, 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 and this. Well, with Mosmatic, improving their gun, and it'll be my gun.
You can set the brake. We weren't driving that hard.
Yeah.
What happens when the force pulls you back, your foot naturally comes off the gas. You have to keep your foot to the floor, foot to the floor.